Thank you for joining me on the journey. This is Completed Christianity. So welcome back. Another episode of Being Complete. And today is Shabbat. And we continue with our validation of the law commentary. And we are looking still in the book of Romans. We're still in Romans chapter 4. And today we're going to be talking about Abraham and Sarah and the deadness of her womb, the deadness in their bodies that is made alive, which is the allegory, the foreshadowing, the prophecy of us being made alive in Messiah. And so us being made alive in the power of the Mighty One. So we will jump in here, take a look at this. So jump over and boom. So Romans 4, cruise down here to verse 17, I believe it is. Yep. So last video we did just on verse 16. And so as it picks up here, as it is written, I've made you father of many nations, in the presence of him who he believed. So him, capital H, the father, he, Abraham, little h, in the presence of him whom he believed, even the Mighty One who gives life to the dead and calls that which does not exist as existing, or like in the King James, calls that which be not as though it were. And so here we have this picture that we're talking about belief. It's been written that he would make him the father of many nations. Okay, and he's going to do this. He can make him the father of many nations, and this is going to talk about Abraham believing that he can make him the father of many nations, because the Mighty One, he is the one who gives life to the dead. And he says, the Mighty One says, oh, Abraham, you're gonna have a child. Well, that doesn't exist. So he calls that thing that's not as though it were. It doesn't exist as though it does exist. Against who against all expectation, so Abraham against all expectation did believe in expectation, so that he should become father of many nations, according to what was said, so shall your seed be. And so this doesn't mention it, but obviously they had some bumps on the road with the belief, but they got over the hump and they got into belief, and because of it, they had the child. And so, having not grown weak in belief, he did not consider his own body already dead, being about 100 years old, and the deadness of Sarah's womb. He did not hesitate about the promise of the Mighty One through unbelief, but was strengthened in belief, giving esteem to the Mighty One. So in all of this, notice as we continue on, notice the recurring theme about the dead. And so he's the one who gives life to the dead. Okay. Abraham did not consider his own body already dead, being about 100 years old, and the deadness of Sarah's womb. So he's believing that this dead is going to be made alive. He did not hesitate about the promise of the Mighty One through unbelief, but it was strengthened in belief, giving esteem to the Mighty One, and being completely persuaded that what he had promised, what the Mighty One had promised, the Mighty One was also able to do. So he believed that he was able to do the promise that he made, even though in the natural it didn't make any sense. So because of that belief, therefore also it was reckoned to him for righteousness. So because he believed the Father, believed the Father's word, did the Father's word, it's reckoned to him for righteousness. And here's the reason for all of this. And not because of him alone, as it was written that it was reckoned to him, but also because of us, to whom it shall be reckoned. So because of this whole thing with Abraham and the belief and the child to come, this is a prophecy of the belief and the child to come. The child to come ultimately is the Messiah, and this child to come is the promise. It's the promise to be made. It's the promise to be fulfilled. But also because of us, to whom it shall be reckoned, to us, to who believe in him, in the Mighty One, who raised up Yahshua our Master from the dead. So right here, Yahshua, he was dead. The Mighty One raised him up. Okay. Abraham and Sarah, in their procreation, they're dead. They're dead inside. And the Mighty One raised them up. The Mighty One raised it up. The Mighty One produced a child. The Mighty One produced his child, his Messiah, who was delivered up because of our trespasses. Here we come back to the law. There's no trespass without the law. Okay? Sin is transgression of the law. 1 John 3:4. You gotta have this law. It's gotta be in place. It's gotta be in full effect. It can't be diminished. It can't be done away with. It can't be not for us anymore. We need this law for our salvation. We need this law because Messiah came. So he who delivered us up who was delivered up because of our trespasses. So he was delivered up. He was crucified because we broke the law. Okay, he did it for us, and was raised for us to be declared right. So with him being raised, that act is something for mankind to believe in. Okay, the evidence of that, something that to believe, that evidence that caused belief, so that we can be declared right. That evidence of him, we can be declared right there. Psalm 89:34, my covenant I will not break, nor alter the word that has gone out of my lips. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Comments of opposition are welcome. Just don't say anything dumb like we're not under the law. We're under grace because you've been taught to use that verse outside of the bounds of its intended context. Subscribe now. Smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notifications of all future videos.